due to some logistics, we were only able to get a little bit of footage from the 100th anniversary of Buick show. Mostly what we were able to tape was the older Buicks.
1904.
I'm slightly biased.
And he's working at it. 1910. The front of the 1910. 1911 Model 21 5-passenger touring car. 1925 two-door sedan. 1910 Roadster. The open valve arrangement here. Two individual jugs with 2 cylinders apiece in them. 1915 touring car. 1909 2-cylinder touring car. Haven't been able to find what year this car is, but it is right-hand drive, which means that it probably is European, probably from the 20s. But this is one of the 2 cars that's sitting here, this other one over here, that have been around the world just recently and sponsored by Popular Mechanics on this special commemorative for the Buick Centennial. A gentleman just came up and told me that this car over here with a right-hand drive is between 24 and 26, and it came from Turkey. That's one of these 2 cars that are actually from Iowa that drove around the world just recently. 1908, and it needs a little restoration. 1911 two-door Roadster. 1910 Buick Model 10 runabout with detachable rumble seat. 1906, and this one's got a isinglass wind thing in the front. 1907 Model G. This is the engine, and it's running in this 1911. It's 2-cylinder horizontally opposed. External working. 1912 Model 36. This has got a 4-cylinder engine in it. 1909 Model 10E. 1910 Model 16. And a nicely shined up engine under the hood here. The interior of the 1910 with its genuine leather bucket seats. You notice the rounded backs on these bucket seats. 1913 Model 31. 1915, and it appears that it's been taken care of. It's got a new floorboard or running board. And other than that, it's original. 1912 Model 35. 1910 Model 10. Now this is different than the red number 10. This isn't as deluxe. This has got a straight back seat in it. Excuse me, 1903 Mar Autocar. This is the only surviving model. The man started to build cars and the factory burned down, and this is the only surviving car that's known to exist. This 1903 Mar was the first car offered with overhead valves, overhead cam, and a tilt steering wheel, which was patented by Walter Marr. This is a Marr cycle car. If this looks small, it's because of its tandem seating, meaning the driver sits in front and the passenger sits in the back. It was built in 1914 by Walter L. Marr, which is the chief engineer of Buick Motor Company. And it has a 100-inch wheelbase, and it's a 4-cylinder water-cooled side valve engine.
I don't like my picture taken.
1920 K49 touring car. 1913. 1918 E45. This one has a 6-cylinder engine in it. 1910 Model 17. 1911 Model 26. 1918 Model E44. 1917 Model E4 Light Delivery. 1917 with Pennsylvania dealer plates on it. 1923 Buick truck, commonly known as a station wagon. This is listed as combination passenger and express, meaning that the seats came out. 1911 Model 33. 1922 Roadster Model 2244. 1916 Buick truck. 1921 4-passenger Opera Coupe. This has got an overhead valve engine in it, 6-cylinder. By this time they had trunks. This is another one of them was Opera Coupes, only this one is listed as never been restored. One of the interesting things about these Opera Coupes is that it has a fold down or a jump seat with passenger in the front. It has a build out behind the driver's seat on the other side there, so that it's more like somebody drives two people that are kind of cozy in the back seat to wherever. A 1916 touring car that's running over here. This is a 1942 Buick that started out as a big sedan, but it was owned by a project manager for Buick, and it never left the factory. In 1948, they took it back in, and they made it into a pickup. The backside of the Buick pickup. 1935 Buick limousine. 1931 Buick Victoria Coupe. 1924 Buick touring car. 1924 Model 45 6-cylinder. 1929 touring car. 1929 touring car with a lay-down windshield. 1927 Roadster. 1930 two-door. 1930 Model 45. This has driving lights that turn with the steering. 1937 two-door. 1926 Buick Coach. Model 26-20-6. 1932 four-door sedan. 1949 Fastback. 1939, and this car actually has 40,000 miles on it. It's owned by the man standing here looking at it. 1936 Century. The man there beside is talking about the dark green one there. He's owned this for 21 years. 1933 Series 90. This is a big car. 1926 model 27 standard. 1931 Roadster, and this was driven 2,300 miles to this from Seattle, Washington. 1934 Phaeton, but this is a street rod. This has been lowered and it's got a big V8 in it. 1937, and this is another street rod. This has a Corvette engine in it, and it's for sale for $90,000. 1927, and I don't know how many doors it's got on it. I see 2 on this side. One of the things I noticed that this has a slow light on it. Not to be confused with a stoplight. This has all the doors on this side. The other side, they didn't put all the doors on it so that they could have a place for luggage. 1927 flexible bus. 1929 coupe. 1923 Model 45 touring car. 1932 four-door sedan. 1923 sports touring. 1932 sports Phaeton. There's only 79 of these made. 1936 ADC Roadmaster. That's a four-door convertible. 1938, believed to be the only two-door self-shifter still in existence. 1923 light delivery truck. 1932 four-door. 1932 Model 97 four-door sedan. 1934 Model 61 Club sedan, one of 24 known to exist. It's a street rod. Buick 455 engine in it under the hood here. 1932 Buick convertible for sale as is. 1937 Model 67 sedan. 1935 46 Special. 1939 convertible. Models 68C Century. Here's another 1940 Century convertible. Four-door convertible. This one is the yellow one is a two-door. 1934, nicely shined up. 1941 Model 61 Century, four-door touring sedan. 1941, this is called Harv's 41. And this is a two-door that the reflection is so nice that you can even see the chairs sitting alongside the wall here. 1938 ADC Roadmaster. 1924 E35 Touring. 1931 four-door. 1924 four-door sedan. 1931 Model 34 Roadster. 1931 Model 98C Roadster. 1923 Model 47. 1934 Sports Coupe. This has a Buick 455 under the hood. Nicely done. 1930 Marquette. This was the new lower priced Buick. 1934, really nicely two-toned. This is the 2 4-barreled engine that's in this beautiful 34. 1923 Roadster. 1927 Country Club Coupe. 1929 Roadster. This one appears to be, from the paint and everything on it, pretty much original. 1929 Sports Roadster. 1933 86S. This is number 327 of 401 that was built, believed to be the only one that's around, and the guy is going to restore it back to original. 1930 Series 40. 1928 Master. 1928 Club Coupe. 1925 Master 4-door. 1938 Victoria. 1930 2-door Model 68. 1930 Buick Marquette 2-door. 1936. This is part of the great race for 2003, which is Livonia to Daytona Beach. Underneath the plastic is a 1939 Indianapolis 500 Buick pace car. 1935 street rod. Really nicely done. The body's been lowered on the frame, and it's got large wheels on it, like 18 inchers, and Corvette engine under the flip over hood. How about a yellow Buick? This one here is a 39 convertible. This one here is a 40 4-door, and this one here is a 41 convertible. A 1937 Boat-Tailed Roadster. The back side of the Boat-Tailed Roadster here. It's sprinkling right now. We're probably going to cover this up. 1923 depot hack, what we would call a station wagon. No windows. 1931 dual cowl Phaeton. And there's a sign on there that says I may be a little rough around the edges because I was driven here from Saline, Michigan. 1923, unrestored. 1931, the guy just jumped into her and he's gonna go someplace with her. She got a little exhaust leak, but maybe he thinks she's gonna get wet. Been threatened to rain. Nice clean 1931 4-door. Another 1931, only this one's unrestored 2-door. 1930 4-door, it appears to be all original. Here's the jack and the handles the guy took out the front seat because that's where they're kept, is right underneath the front seat. There's a couple of 1929 coupes here. 1927 4-door sedan. 1929 Model 34 Marquette. 1924 Model 44, and this is on the windshield sticker. It says this is the smaller of the roadsters that were built in that year. 1924 Touring. 1940 and a coupe. And this is a street rod also, and it's got a modern V8 underneath it, but the most noticeable thing is it is such a striking bright red color. 1934 Roadster. It's another one of those lowered and just really nice cars. 1928 6-cylinder, 77 horsepower. Max speed 70 to 75 mile an hour, it says on the board out here in front. It has locking doors, a special feature. 1939 trunk back 2-door. It's tops chopped, set down on wheels.
Yeah, smile.
Front end is French. It's just really nicely done. What a clean car. This is a 4-door, about the same era. This is a 1940 Limited. 1927 Master. This is a big Sports Roadster. 1936 Coupe. 1941 Estate Wagon. 1930 2-door. That's got a leather top on it. 1940 Special 2-door Coupe. 1940 Roadmaster Convertible. 1933 Sports Coupe. 1927 Master 6 4-door. This one's got opera windows in the back. This is a Brougham sedan. This has got a leather top on it. 2 spare tires. 1954 Buick Skylark convertible. This was a special model for 1954. This had a special tail end on it. That was one of the biggest differences. 1938 Airstream prototype. Across the street from me right now is 55, 56, 57. Like what color combination would you like? 2 tones or 3 tones? One of the ones that probably is the most outstanding is this one right here, because of the orange and kind of chrome yellow compared to the plain blue one beside it. But these are all from the same area. For as far as you can see from this parking lot here, there are Buicks. There are so many that it's going to be impossible to see them all. It looks like an awful congregation of people down there. That's because that's a block or so away.